All right, let's get started. So yeah, I thought we would do a little portfolio review today of the positions that we're at. Just talking about the market here, maybe trying to come off of these lows. We'll see what happens the rest of the afternoon. But the 15-minute looks like it wants to reverse and move higher. So we'll see if anything else wants to do that as well throughout the day. The 3-minute here might want to reverse. Got a few more minutes. We'll see if this actually gets going. Looks like it might be starting to do that here. If we can break the PSR here and break through the 21 EMA on the 3-minute, you might get a nice run up at least to this downtrend line here and the 50 EMA, and then we'll see if we can break through that 4170 on the day. Either way, let's jump into the portfolio and going to reshare, and we'll jump into the account here. All right, so here's the Income Navigator portfolio, the portfolio I'm running for the Mr. Top Tick service here. And let's just start at the top and we'll work our way through them. Now, overall on this portfolio, my delta is a plus 217. So positive 217. Again, for me, I want to stay somewhere between 200 and 400 per thousand, and this accounts over 260,000. So if you figure 200 per thousand, we probably want to be somewhere around a minimum of at least 500 delta plus or minus, all the way up to 1,000. So 500 to 1,000 deltas plus or minus, and we're plus 217. So we're really right in that sweet spot for me. I'm totally good with where we are on that, and I'm with 217 positive deltas only on a $260,000-$70,000 account. I feel that's a pretty good place to be, and feel pretty good. And then theta wise, and we're gonna get more into it today. Theta, I'm sitting at 817 on the theta. And again, I want to be somewhere between 400 and 800 theta per 1,000 K account. So again, if I want to be, at a $260,000 account, I want to be somewhere around $1,000 or 1,000 in theta. We'll see if we can get there. It gets tough to get there and sustain that with everything that's going on. But at 817, I feel that's a pretty good number to be at. So we're in the ballpark on both delta and theta. So some of the questions I saw were, how do you increase theta when you're hitting max buying power? And just looking at the different trades that we have on. So far right column here is your theta, and so we can see where most of our theta is lying, where we're giving up a little bit of theta, where can we get a little bit more theta for our buying power. So we'll move into those individual trades as we go, and see where could you possibly adjust. So if I was looking at someone's portfolio and this was when I was evaluating, where would we make some adjustments to potentially get rid of something that might be, if I need a lot more theta, what can I get rid of that's giving me very low theta or no theta, but is chewing up a lot of buying power in that case. And when you first look at it here, you come across obviously ES in here. Now, this really is not a big, this ES is this $68,000 that's being used. That's all of the capital being used for all ES trades as a whole, not just this one. This one's got some negative theta in it. Why? Because this is just what's left of a put debit spread that we had on an LT or a long-term 112 trade that we closed at naked puts for 80 cents on back on the 18th. So this debit spread's just going to sit here and unwind, so I'm really not worried about it. It's not hardly using up any real buying power at all in here, so I'm not really worried about that. And then the majority of my ES trades here, which is all of either strangles or the long-term 112 trades. It's generating almost half the theta for this account. About 430 of the 817 theta that we got working. So right now, ES is not an area that I'm going to fuss with, not too worried about it. Looking at gold here, gold still, it's using about, and there's a couple different trades, we'll get into them more here, but gold, overall, my theta here is somewhere around, 120 dollars or so here, 120 theta. So decent amount of theta for the buying power that we're using on gold. And again, if I want that ratio of, if it's $200, let's use $200 for $100,000 per $100,000 account. Okay, so that is it's 0.2%. And again, I don't want to get too granular on it, but if you've got 120 theta here on a let's say $33,000 worth of buying power, that's almost 0.36. So that's fine. We're getting good theta on these gold trades for the buying power we're using. For this let's say 430 on the 68. So 430 theta on the $68,000 roughly that we're in of all the ES trades, that's 0.6. So you're doing really well so far on both gold and ES, doing their thing. They're above the 0.2 minimum. They're a little high actually on ES, but we're all good. If we look at the theta being used on the oil trades that we have on, this is coming to, let's say it's 95. So let's say 95 using 22,300. That's also 0.4%. So that's certainly within the realm of it. Oh, I'm sorry. We're looking for a 0.4 minimum, not 0.2%, 0.4% on theta. I was thinking delta. But all of these have been right, so the oil, the ES, and the gold trades are giving you the right amount of theta per buying power here. So I feel that the trades that we have on, again, 95 on 22,300, 0.4%, exactly perfect. Here we can go up to 0.8, and I believe we were what 0.6 and 0.4 on these. So we're looking pretty good. I feel good about where we are on the majority of these trades. If we look at up here on, let's say, the 6A, which is the Aussie dollar futures strangle that we have on, you're taking in 21 theta on roughly 3,100 in buying power. It's a 0.6, 0.7%. That's perfectly within range. So that's nice. That's where we want to be. So we're not really seeing too many places where theta, where we could improve theta a whole lot. Now, this Amazon is one area that we could improve it on. We're at, I think, 94 in theta because we have some long there on roughly 16,700 in buying power. It's 0.5, 0.6. That's right in there too. So you're in pretty good shape on most of these trades. The worst that we have, and the biggest area where I could add more theta here is look at the ratio of theta on SPY here. So we're only getting $12 or a 12 theta on a $27,000 worth of buying power. Okay, so you don't even have to do any math on that one to realize that that's extraordinarily small. So if I wanted to gain more theta, my job here would be to start to remove some of these SPY trades. One of them is this long put that we've had on for almost 2.5 months now. It was just a hedge that we had. It's down, it's nearly at fully valued loss. It's going to expire in 24 days. I'm just leaving it on. It's having a minuscule effect here, but you really are seeing that SPY leap strategy is really not helping my theta a ton. It is giving me a theta. I like the trade. We're doing well on that particular trade. And when we look at the overall returns on these things, you're pretty close to a 6%, return on margin when we hit 30%. So while it's not as great of a theta to buying power ratio as futures are, it's still giving me my return that I want. So I'm not going to get rid of the strategy, but that is one area that you could, if you're evaluating your portfolio, that's where you could pick up some additional theta. Obviously, if I want to get closer to that 1,000 from my 817, I could take some of these off. I mean, when you're looking at these trades, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of these trades on right now, and they're using somewhere around $3,000 in buying power each. So you're close to $24,000 in buying power on SPY, and you're still going to make money on these. I mean, you're still going to make $200 per. But it's not going to give you the bang for your buck on theta. So if you're really hurting on theta, one thing to do would be, move away from some of these SPYs. If I was looking at this account here, everything else seems to be pretty well in line. So let's go back to the portfolio. Hopefully that answered some questions on when I look at my theta, my overall theta is perfect. To me, it's a little low, but it's hard to get it anymore. By 817 theta. And my delta is a positive 217. So really good shape on both. I'm very close to delta neutral, which I like. And there was a question in the Discord channel about diversification and so forth. And again, my opinion on diversification is it's not something that experienced traders should really worry about. Maybe it's a controversial statement or not, but if you know what you're doing, you don't need to diversify. You can make a living on 1 or 2 names, and that's it, if you wanted to. You can diversify by strategy, which to me is more important. Yes, that we have a lot of ES trades on here, but when we take a look at these ES trades, well, one of them, there's no naked puts left on it, so it's just a put debit spread left. Okay, so I'm not really worried about that. If we tank, it's going to become instantly worth, what, 5,000, or $500, whatever. So that's totally fine. I'll take that, or more than that. So what is it? 50 wide times 50. So 2,500. I'm sorry, $2,500. So that's worth $2,500 if we tank, right there. If you look at these other ES trades, here's one. Here's one of the long-term 112s. These naked puts are only at 86.8%. There's nothing for me to do. Okay. The next ones here, these are at 78.5 on the naked puts. I'm not going to do anything until I get to 95. Then we take a look down here at the next version of this. Oops, I don't think this is all the same. Okay, so here's the next one. We're only at 41. I mean, we're at 41% premium capture already, which is fine, but nothing to unwind. But we've got, the put debit spreads here that are giving us great hedges, and each one of these is worth $2,500 if we tank. So and totally on these long-term 112s, I have 7 of these working right now. So there's 7 of these on. Each of them, if the market tanks, worth $2,500. Is that going to save my entire account if we go to hell in a handbasket? No, it's only going to save me about $18,000 on this account, which is probably not going to be enough to offset other losses, but you've got those working for you, and then we can adjust as we go here. So nothing to adjust. These are the 4 strangles that we have working. These are our weekly strangles. And you can see where we are on these, all doing pretty well for the most part. We typically put these strangles on around $25, $26. They're all under, they're all well under that right now. So these strangles are working away, with the oldest one down here getting closer and closer to 50%, and it won't come off till next week. So ES trades look really, really good. Aussie dollar strangle is at 47, 48% right now. So we're just on the cusp of having this thing come off. So any day now, we should close that out. I am looking to put a new one on, as I posted the other day, but my buying power is pretty maxed out. I don't want to add any more trades. I'll subtract a few, but nothing new is going on until something comes off. So that strangle is working well. We just put this strangle on the euro futures on yesterday. That's at a dead zeros for now, which is fine. It's only 1 day in the trade. This CL is a 112 trade. So this is up at 154% right now, 157% right now. So we're doing really, really well on these 112s. I do like these 112 trades on some of these futures that are a little sketchier right now, just to give me some downside protection. But it's not in the trap, it's just above it, but these have some value here. So we're really not losing anything on the debit spread, and we've made good money on the naked puts, so that CL trade's doing just fine. Now we also have a few more CL trades here on oil. We have July 17th, 112. That would be the 63. Let's see, we got so this 53.5, 63.65. So that one's looking pretty well. If we look at this thing right now, we're up a couple $100 on that already. On that oil trade, and then we have 2 strangles also working in oil. So we've got 2 oil strangles that are working as part of our strangles on futures. Both of those doing pretty well. In fact, this one is, this 54.92, it's getting doggone close to a 50% winner. That should come off soon for a full winner. And then I think we had one more. Is that the only 112s I think we have on CL? No, we have one more. That would be the. We already looked at, yeah, that one's already in 69, 67, 57. I'll take a look. But yeah, maybe it's just a one, and then some strangles on oil. All right, on ES, we've already run through that. Gold, we've got a 112 on gold. That's up 162%. This is looking fine. It's giving us, a little bit of negative delta right here, which is perfect for the account, as well as positive theta. So can't beat that. Some negative delta, some positive theta, and it's up 162% with 2 days to go. Nothing that I'm going to do on this right now. It should. It's going to just all expire. But if we get a massive sell-off in gold, I got 2 days left to make some money. Other than that, that's about to end. And then also on gold here, as we keep going, we have this another 112 on gold, which is up just about $70 or so. And that one's working. And then we have these couple strangles that are working on here that are part of this overall 4 strangles, our weekly strangle trades. Typically on the gold strangles, when we put those on, they're somewhere around 10 to 12 bucks on average. So you can see they're all currently winners, looking pretty good. This is the oldest one at the top here, or oldest 2. So these are almost both at 50% winners almost right now. So doing well on gold. Nothing I can adjust, nothing I can really do. But I like the mix of doing 112s and strangles. 112s are giving me a little bit more protection, and then the strangles are still giving me, great theta return on it. So there's gold. We just put this corn 112 trade on yesterday. It's 1 day in the trade. It's up 36% already, even though corn's bouncing a bit here today. I've seen some people taking some losses on corn and soybeans. I've been out of it. I don't like the egg right in here, but I do like it enough to be putting on some 1-1-2 trades. So that's what we're doing. 1 day, 36%, pretty good little return on corn. American Airlines, this is our leap put that we have. It's down $8 after 6 days here on American, so nothing to do on that one. Let's go through all these Amazon trades. So Amazon, again, is the one stock that I trade more than anything else. And again, I think you can live on one stock. By the way, the market continues to drop more here. So oversold and still squeezing lower on both the 15 and the 3-minute chart. So heading lower on the market as we talk here, which is fine with us. That's giving us a pretty good day overall. So what do we have on Amazon? Well, we did a 119, 117 credit spread. And there's a pretty big red candle right now on SPX. But we got a credit spread working. That credit spread on Amazon, we put that on for 39 cents. Right now it is at 42 cents. So basically break even, hasn't run anywhere with a couple days to go. And then we also wrote a covered call here at 118 on against our synthetic long stock down here. And this thing's up $9, big deal. A couple days to go. We'll see what happens with that. We've got the synthetic long stock, which means we are short puts, long calls, both at the 100 strike. I'm 605 days out on this. Then this trades up in 55 days. You're up, somewhere around 37, 38% overall on these, and we've made a nice, I don't know what, $4,500 or so in just over a month, not quite 2 months. Not bad trade. And then we also have a strangle running on Amazon, the 8130. That strangle on Amazon, we put that on for 99 cents. So it's a little bit red by $115. So no big deal there. Plenty of time left on that particular trade. We'll see if Amazon starts to cool its jets here a little bit, of which it is today, as this market is really selling off quicker and quicker and quicker here. So the UVXY is rocketing up to a high of the day, and the SPX is lows of the day, 41.44 now on SPX. So that thing's dropping rapidly as we talk. Let's take a look at some other trades. BABA, we did have a call butterfly on this particular trade. It's down $140. BABA has not really gone the direction we wanted to. It did for a while. Earnings kind of clipped it a bit. It was one of the 4 butterfly trades that we put on, and it's now in the red. But the other 3 are already winners, so we're in good shape on those. We should have at least 3 winners, maybe 1 loser, which is the way it's looking right now. 3 winners, 1 loser. We'll take that all day long. On BABA, Hoodoo is also a $16 winner on a leap that we have. So far we're up 16% winner, $84 in the trade, just leaving that thing on. Now, if I do need some money to do some other things with, I can close this for a little bit of a winner here. Do I want to make another $160 and keep using $3,000 to do that? It's giving me very little theta. So $2 worth of theta on currently what is a $3,270 trade. So we are not even at 0.1. So really, this is not adding anything to what we're doing, except we have $87. So maybe I'll close it so that we can maybe redeploy this money in another fashion and give us something that's going to give me a higher theta. So as again, I'm looking here, what can go? What do if your boat, it's not sinking, but if you want your boat to go faster or your plane to go faster, how do you unload cargo, luggage, whatever, to make things go faster? And even though Voodoo is a positive winning trade. It's not really helping me as far as theta, delta, any of that goes anymore. So I could stick mechanical and just let this thing continue to make some money, or really just might take it off. In fact, let's just do that. Let's do that here. Let's take it off. See if we get filled. We'll put in a trade. We'll see what happens on this. Might have to work it a bit, but why not take it off, take the winner, and then that's going to also help our overall theta to buying power ratio a little bit more as we do it. IWM is another leap put, and that's down $8. So, but $8 here. Another trade that's giving us very little theta return for our buying power that we have in it. Could be another one that, do we just take the loss? Do we take a $6 loss on this thing just to clean up some of these ratios? It'll reduce our buying power by both of these things will reduce our buying power or give us back, I should say, an extra $7,000 in buying power. And won't affect our theta, so that we probably could put on another higher theta trade here. Maybe that 6A strangle that we were talking about the other day. So if I was looking at this now, might be, let's say, the 0.6 and the 725, something like that in here. And, so buying power on this, for that 7,000 we were freeing up, we could almost go 9 contracts on this. And for $4,000, we could be looking at, again, $2,000 of potential profit. But again, we're not going to go to the full 100%. But, even at $1,000 off of this, that looks like a pretty good little trade to put on. So I think I would rather close those 2 pieces out, put this on. That should help my theta a bit as we move forward. So I'm actually going to launch this thing in there. Give me a second. Make sure. Let's take a look. Right accounts. Let's set it off. We'll see what happens. Knowing that we'll wait for this one to fill. Potentially these things take forever to fill anyway, but let's just get rid of this thing. All right, we'll let these work, and we'll see what happens on both Voodoo and IW on the Russell here. So we're going to get rid of 2 low delta trades that are not helping us with our theta. I'm sorry, low theta trades that are using up about a combined $6,000 in capital to give us virtually no theta here. So we can keep walking these things down a bit. And we'll see what happens. I'm not going to worry about too much right now, but let's see what happens. All right, so we'll let it go for a bit, but my intention is to close these 2 today. Here's our rut trade. So right now this thing's down a little bit, $72 overall. All right, there's the IWM trade filled. Take a small loss, I don't care. It's $8 or whatever the heck it was. So we'll get rid of that. And the rut trade that we have on, if we take a look at rut, here's what that shape looks like right now. You are inside the tent, not by a lot, but by a little bit, as rut sells off a little bit today. We're looking for a little mean reversion back into here over the next couple of days. Let's see how we can do. We are fully into this thing with 3 tiers, of which 1 tier we had already rolled, so we're done rolling on that, and we'll let the rut trade play out down just a fraction. see if we can walk this up one more. See if we get filled. And then SPX, we have two put flies on here. These are both down a bit. We were just using these as hedging plays. Now this one's going to expire worthless in 2 days. Not going to touch it. There's nothing to do on this butterfly. However, the other butterfly that's down here that expires on June 16th, that June 16th butterfly was bought for $3.20. So we have a little bit of a winner here on this one going. If this one comes off, I might put another one on. They take almost no buying power, no risk. It cost me $320 to put this trade on. It cost me about $400. I'm happy to lose $400 to make several hundred, $800 to $1,000 or more on these if SPX drops. And then let's take a quick look at SPY. We already talked about it here, but we do have one long put that's going to come off in 24 days. We'll let that go. It's, as the market hasn't really sold off, it's not doing much of anything. And then you have all of these leap puts here, including the one from yesterday. It's all good on these. Most of them are all winners so far, and we're just letting them, percolate and move along. Is it the greatest use of our capital? Not really. However, I like the consistency of generating some additional income from them right now, and I don't want to put on any more futures trades. I feel like I'm pretty well set with potentially now 2 Aussie dollar strangles, 1 euro strangle. You've got multiple CL 112s and strangles. I don't want to put anything more on there. ES, we know that's full. Gold, you've got some 112s and some strangles. Don't want to put any more futures on there. And then corn, we got a 112 on in corn. So I'm pretty set. There's nothing I would add. So there's no reason to take SPY off at this point in time. I'm going to let that go. But these other two, we'll just close them out. And we'll look to get filled on that Aussie dollar, Australian dollar futures trade that we had up here that I highlighted on Monday in there. All right, so I think does it, except for what do we have working on the VIX right now? Really going nowhere. VIX is not doing anything. It's really a dead indicator, in my opinion. It has no bearing on anything anymore. But either way, we're going to hold on to these. I got a 25-35 and a 30-40 call spreads running. If we lose them all, we lose them all. If we happen to make a big bounce up into the 25 to 30 some odd dollar range here, a VIX spike, maybe it's that debt ceiling thing that goes all the way to the edge. One day the VIX spikes to 30. The next day they come to an agreement, but they let this thing go one day past the deadline. VIX spikes, these SPX puts pay, and then we go back to normal. That's when I'm looking to close those out potentially. All right, so that gives you a good sense of where we are. If you have any questions, you can pop them at me. If not, that's a review of the portfolio and how I really look at my delta to my buying power, this cap required piece here, to see where can I make improvements, what can I get rid of, what can I jettison out of the boat or the plane to make them fly higher, go faster, whatever it might be. What can you get rid of, even if it's performing? So we didn't really take any losses on the 2 we closed. We've been in the trades for a while. They haven't paid off, and there's better things to do with your capital. So I think as long as you stick to your trading plan on keeping your metrics in place, there's no reason you can't take a small winner or a small loser and then redeploy that capital on something that's going to help you generate more theta. All right, that's it for today. I hope that was worthwhile for you to see a little bit about what we do in this account and how we manage through some of the Delta Theta pieces, how we manage through some of the portfolio pieces here. And we'll see you guys all back in the Discord channel. All right, thanks a lot. Everybody have a great rest of your day.